Debate, and let's get some reaction to the Republican debate. We're joined now by Sean Spicer. He's the Chief Strategist and Communications Director for the Republican National Committee. Good morning, Sean. You look relieved and happy this morning. How are you feeling?
Good morning.
Relieved and happy. Thank you. Happy Veterans Day.
You too. I know that a lot of people were watching how it was all going to unfold last night, and if it was going to be attack on the media, if there were going to be attacks between the candidates, a lot of attention was trained on Jeb Bush. How do you think he fared last night?
Was saying that, in order to be a strong
I think all the candidates fared well last night, and I say that because I think the format was done in a way that it allowed each of these candidates to focus on the issues that were important to the American voters and allow them to kind of provide a forum for them to present their solutions to the problems that the country faces.
John Berman has said that fault lines emerged last night in the Republican Party in terms of how the candidates feel about important issues. In particular, let's just start with immigration. And there was this moment, a testy exchange between John Kasich and Donald Trump. So let me play that for you.
We either have a country or we don't have a country. We are a country of laws. Going to have to go out, and they'll come back. But they're going to have to go out, and hopefully they get back.
For the 11 million people, come on, folks. We all know you can't pick them up and ship them back across the border. It's a silly argument. It's not an adult argument. It makes no sense.
So, Sean, what about those fault lines? How is the party going to find common ground with this issue?
Foreign policy battles.
Well, it's not the job of the party. I think what we saw last night and why last night was such a success is because each of these candidates had an opportunity to make distinguishing policy differences with each other. And it's up to the voters now to decide which of those candidates best represents their view on how to move forward with those key issues.
Well, it hasn't.
Hillary Clinton was apparently watching the debate last night, and she had her calculator out, it seems, because this is what she tweeted. She said number of times Republicans offered helpful ideas for the middle class, 0. Times Republicans attacked Hillary, we lost candidates. #GOP debate. So what were those helpful ideas for the middle class that you heard that maybe she didn't?
Realistically, the country isn't going to be able to support 11
Oh, there was a ton of them. I mean, I think one after another got up there and talked about differences, whether it was trade, taxes, growing jobs. But over and over again, that's what the problem is that what Hillary Clinton and what the Democrats only focus on is how much money are you going to spend, how much bigger is government going to grow. What we're talking about are real solutions that are going to put Americans back to work, increase their livelihood, take away some of the burden from like educational costs, health care reform. So those are the kind of things that we talked about. That's the difference that made a difference between a Republican debate and a Democratic debate. Her idea is how much closer to socialism can I edge towards, how much closer, how further to the left to Bernie Sanders can I go.
So, Sean, moving forward, what did you take away from last night that worked so well that perhaps you or the candidates will insist upon going for the future debates?
Keep the headlines for the next 5 weeks, and a lot of them did.
Well, there are a few things that were really helpful last night. Number one, the promises and commitments that Fox Business made to the candidates, they upheld. That was important. I know that sounds petty, but I think candidates have a right to know what they're about to walk into and the forum that they're going to present their ideas from. So just everything in terms of how the opening was going to go, how long the closings were going to go, how long the responses are going to go, how long the closing were, the actual format, the topics. It was supposed to be a debate about the economy, taxes, financial matters. It was. The moderators stuck to it. Number two, the moderators weren't trying to get you with trick questions or silly, stupid questions. They stuck to tough, intense questions about issues that Americans facing. That's what debates are supposed to be about. Again, and the third thing is the moderators weren't the subject last night. That's what Neil Cavuto and Maria Bartiromo promised, and that was the case. The focus last night was on the candidates, not on the moderators. That was the model that needs to be going forward.
Okay, Sean Spicer, thanks so much for taking time for New Day. We will speak again soon.